Okay, here we are on page 252, number 2A. So basically in these problems, we're going to find the definite integral. They've given us limits, and so we can do this. And basically all we're going to do is we're going to integrate it, and then we're going to sub in the value for each limit, and then we're just going to subtract them. And then that's going to be our answer. So let's start with this. First, let's get this cleaned up a little bit, get the power on the top. And then when we're doing our integration, I'm going to start by writing this 3, and then I'm going to leave a gap because I'm not sure what's going to go next. And then I'm going to go ahead and write the x, and then I'm going to raise the power to 3. So now I know I'm going to put a 1/3 in here because I'm going to divide by 3. And then I'm going to put in the -2. I'm going to leave a gap. No, I'm not, because that's just going to be 2x. Well, let's go ahead and do this. It'll be -2 times x. And then I'm going to put plus, and then I'm going to leave a gap. There's no number in front, no coefficient. But I'm going to write the x, and then I'm going to add 1 to the -2. So then I'm going to take the reciprocal of that, and that's going to be -1. And see, now all I've got to do is clean this up a little bit. I'm going to get x to the third minus 2x minus x to the -1. Now that's my function, and I'm going to put in a 2 and for all these x's, and then I'm going to put in a 1 for all these x's. And you'll notice I just stack them up. That way I can kind of keep track. And then literally just type it in the calculator, and you get 3.5 for the first one, -2. Keep in mind, when you subtract minus a negative, you add, so it's going to answer is going to be 5.5. So this one, we got to go ahead and multiply this first. It's just going to be like, foiling. We're just going to multiply 4 times. We're going to get -2x squared plus x plus 21. And we're integrating. All right, this is what we're going to actually integrate. So now we've switched gears. We're actually going to do that. So I'm going to start with -2, leave a gap. I'm going to write the x, and then I'm going to raise it to 3, and then put 1/3 in here. And then I'm going to put plus, and then I'm going to leave a gap because there's no coefficient for the x. I'm going to put the x. It's going to raise it to the power of 2, and then the reciprocal is 1/2. And then 21, well, whenever it's a constant, you just put an x on the end. So now all I got to do is clean this up. -2/3 x to the third plus 1/2 x squared plus 21x. That's my function. And I'm going to put in a 2 for x, and then I'm going to put in a 1 for x. And I'm going to find out what those values are, and I'm going to subtract them. And that's going to be my answer. So what I end up first is I get a 38 2/3, and then I get a 20 5/6. Don't get all whacked out about it. Just use your calculator, subtract them. You'll get 107 divided by 6. Okay, so this last one. This is very similar. All we're going to do is bring the power back up. We can go ahead and start integrating. We're going to start with a 3. I'm going to leave a gap. I'm going to write the x, and then I'm going to raise it by 1. So that's going to be 3/2. The reciprocal of 3/2 is 2/3. That's going into here. I go to the next term. That's going to be plus 2, and then leave a gap. It's going to be x, and then when I add 1, that'll make it 1/2. The reciprocal of that is 2. And now all I got to do is clean this up. The 3's are going to cancel out, giving me 2x to do 3/2 plus 4x to the 1/2. That's my function. I'm going to put a 4 in for all those x's, and then I'm going to find that, and I'm going to put a 1 in for all those x's. I'm going to find that, and all I'm going to do then is subtract those two values. And I'm going to get 24 minus 6 is equal to 18, and that's the answer. All right, hope that helped. Thanks for watching.